So back in the year 2000, I started collecting vinyl records. Back then I was 15 and a half, almost 16 years old. I think I even talked about my very first pickups back in the day in a previous video. I'll put a link. And yeah, of course, over the years, I've witnessed the resurgence, the renewed popularity of vinyl records. I remember back in 2005, 2006, you just paid 16, 17 euro or dollar. Nowadays, sadly, it's more or less 40, 45 for a new record. So yeah, it's not really fun anymore to collect the licorice pizza. But yeah, of course, I still buy the occasional record because, well, I love music. And as a result of the, let's say, renewed popularity, records from 15, 20 years ago tend to fetch high prices or tend to be very expensive because they were pressed in lower quantities. People, well, back in 2004, I remember I wanted to buy Lost in Translation soundtrack, and it was gone after one print run, even back in 2004 when I tried to order it. And in the end, I think I had to pay like $120 to finally procure a copy in 2014. And I think prior to a repressing in 2019, it was still a very expensive record on the second-hand market. So yeah, one way or the other, if you want to buy stuff from the, let's say, interbellum years, which is, let's say, very late 90s up until 2008, yeah, 2008, 2009, yeah, those are very expensive, yeah, low quantities, people want them, but there's not a lot on the market, so yeah, the prices reflect that. I finally shelled out for a Holy Grail record, one I've been wanting for the longest time, as my good friend Thomas would say, but he says that about all things that he buys. This is really one I wanted for the longest time. I think I passed it up back in 2005 and 2009 or 2010 I started to put it on my wish list, but it just kept getting more expensive and more expensive. I think, yeah, just last year, $90, $85 or euro was the average price, but then of course you have to factor in shipping costs, so you're looking at least $100, 100 buckaroos. And last week I found a German copy, so that means of course it's very close to Belgium, which means lower shipping costs, and a very affordable $45 asking price. So I think in total I paid 54 or $55. Yes, for a almost 20-year-old record. This is a record from 2005. So that's a good price, believe it or not. Let's see what lurks inside. It says, what does it say? Vorsicht Glas! So it's not fragile glass as Kevin Kobus would write, but it's Vorsicht Glas. Do not drop, ne pas laisser tomber, no volcar, nicht werfen, nicht fallen. Yeah, oh, nicht fallen lassen, don't drop it, nicht werfen, don't warp it. Yep. Let's see. I hope it arrived safe and sound in Belgium. Daft Punk, Human After All, yes. And it is a good seller because he even saw fit to remove the inner sleeves. And, well, that's the way to do it, because otherwise you could damage, well, both the outer and the inner sleeve. Let's see. The original shrink wrap is still attached. Some collectors don't like that because it tends to warp the vinyl, and of course you can't see the gatefold. So I think we're just gonna remove it. Yeah, Let's just remove it. We don't care about the shrink wrap. Very nice. So the A side of the first record, Human After All, The Prime Time of Your Life and Robot Rock. B side is Steam Machine. Oh, there's a hair. Oh, still a hair and still a hair. Steam Machine and Make Love. The C side, so the A side of the second record, is The Brainwasher, On and Off, and Television Rule. Television rules the nation. And finally the D side, which includes my favorite, well, perhaps even my favorite Daft Punk song. I want to say the favorite of the album, Technologic, and, well, my favorite, Emotion, the closing track. It's really weird. It's a 7-minute song in which the only lyric is the word emotion over and over. And still there's something that really touches me about that song. It's, for lack of a better word, it's an emotional song. There's something about the repetition that makes it really beautiful. And there's even 2 real inner sleeves. It says here the album was recorded in Paris from September 13 to November 9, 2004. All guitars by Daft Punk. And here it says Human After All and just some white noise. Very, very nice. I'm guessing this is for the D side. No booklets. Let's double check. And yeah, no booklets. Now at the time, very nice spine and backside. All the songs. Now at the time, Human After All got mixed reviews. I remember, but where was it? Was it the Empire magazine? Did they also review records? I remember a magazine that I read back in the day that I bought, saying that it was kind of ironic that they called the album Human After All, and yet it found Daft Punk at its least human. They found it very monotonous. Is that the way how you pronounce it? Monotonous? Overly repetitive, simplistic. So yeah, I think it was like 2 stars out of 5. Jump cut, I finally found the magazine I was talking about. Yeah, it was the Q magazine from, let's see, April 2005. So yeah, almost 20 years ago. And here we have it. The Daft Punk review. What does it say? Malfunction. French dance robots in need of an upgrade. And indeed it says, now they're back and keen to explain that, hey, they're human after all. Pity then that this is the Frenchmen at their least human sounding. Gone is the warm ELO aping pop of Discovery's Digital Love. Instead, there's a return to the dirty, uncommercial sound of 1997's Homework. The robots were more fun. And indeed, only 2 stars out of a possible 5. Yeah. At their least human sounding. Well, there you have it. Almost 20 years old. On with the original video. And I remember it was their worst seller at the time, the 3rd album. So it came on the heels of Discovery, which was a big success, fueled by One More Time and Aerodynamic. Aerodynamic is an even better remix of Aerodynamic. So yeah, they disappointed with the album, according to critics and general audience. And I think even their manager or their stage manager or their agent, even he was a little disappointed, but he said that he only got it when they played it live in their 2007 Triumphant Pyramid concert tour, the last concert tour they ever did. Sadly, I never saw them live. Apparently, it all came together. The music, the concepts, the ideas, the lights, the sound, the band, the vision, when they played it live in the Pyramid. Then the songs got a new meaning, a new dimension, because they were sort of mashups and mixes. They remixed their own songs, 2 or 3 tracks in a continuous loop. So yeah, I always liked Human After All as an album, as a studio project, but reviews in 2005 weren't too kind. I think contemporary reviews today, it's a highly regarded album, especially now that they're gone. Of course, after this they made the brilliant Tron Legacy soundtrack and their multi-platinum Grammy Award winning Random Access Memories, which celebrated its 10th anniversary last year. But I think Human After All is a statement. This was a very bold thing after the technological marvel that Discovery was, and prior to the technological marvels that both Tron Legacy and Random Access Memories were to be. This was a statement. This was Daft Punk back at its most pure, the essence, the raw Daft Punk there. A sort of bold statement of 2 visionary artists on the top of their game, but not restrained by commercial ideas or expectations or hit singles or label questions, just doing what they wanted to do in 6 weeks. This was recorded in 6 weeks. A very bold and daring album. So yeah, I'm very happy to finally add it to my collection in a original pressing from 2005. Until we meet again, television rules the nation.